gas.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to All Gas, All Georgia Sports. Got a great show for you today. Have a lot to cover. On today's episode, we're going to cover the Braves-Red Sox game. We're going to go through Arthur Smith's acting career. Yeah, believe it or not, he does have one. George Pickens is an animal. I don't know how many times I've mentioned this on this podcast, but it seems like every tweet that I see, it's about how George Pickens is like going to be the best receiver in the entire league. Sanford Stadium's getting a makeover, and I don't know. Let's start a hashtag of like bring Roquan Smith home. What do you guys think? I would love that. I miss watching that guy on a weekly basis. So yeah, that'd be tight. But before we get started, as always, we are going to have some trivia for you. So your trivia question today is, it's going to be Hawks themed. Let's reword this. What college did Dominique Wilkins go to? What college did Dominique Wilkins go to? A little Hawks themed for you. See if you know this. This is, the Hawks. I mean, look, here's my thing with the Hawks. I'm a Hawks fan, okay? I like watching them when they're good, but I need them to get good and to build a culture because it's starting. Trae Young's starting it. The last few years have been fun, especially 2 years ago when we made it pretty deep in the playoffs when no one expected us to. I mean, nor did I. We had a couple of like quick runs, back in, 2013, 14, when we had, team basketball and we didn't really have a star, but we had a lot of good players and we made it pretty deep in the playoffs then. I think we had the best regular season record in one of those years. But the Hawks are weird because they don't really have like this consistency of winning that has really brought about like a rabid fan base, because that's what it takes. When we think about Georgia sports and Atlanta sports, we think about the Georgia Bulldogs, the Atlanta Braves, and the Atlanta Falcons, and I throw the Atlanta Falcons into that mix, and some people will disagree with me on doing so, but I'm like, look, you've got a generation of diehard Falcons fans starting from, really the 98 Super Bowl, because right after that, Michael Vick came onto the scene, and we had him for about, 6 years, and then, had about a year of a dramatic gap from Michael Vick's departure, and then Matt Ryan came, and we've been good ever since Matt Ryan got here. The worst years we had were the last few years, but, by that point, the fan base has been really established. There's been enough winning that a couple of generations of Atlantans love the Atlanta Falcons. My theory is that we're going to have a better home field advantage once millennials start making more money because we're going to be able to afford to go to the games. Because right now, the home field advantage sucks with the Falcons. But I really do. I know so many diehard Atlanta Falcons fans. I know so many people who just love that team. I'm one of them. So I think of those as being the three, okay? Bulldogs, Falcons, Braves. And the Hawks, to bring this back around, I want them to start winning because I want to have a team that for years I can follow, players I can fall in love with, and I think they're starting to do it. And so I need to remind myself, the reason why I'm saying all of this is I need to remind myself to give the Hawks some love because I do like the Hawks. I do care about the Hawks. I'm excited to see what they do this year. And we've got some key additions. I think our roster is still really good. We've got a lot of talent. Trae Young is the truth, although it's going to be, debated for a while at whether or not we should have traded that pick with Dallas because they, of course, got Luka and we got Trae Young. But, 2 years ago, we were saying we got the better end of that deal because we made it to the semifinals in the playoffs. And then last year, it was back to the Hawks screwed up because Luka was looking really good last year. Luka's the man. He's really good. So, whatever. I am following them, and I am going to be bringing you some Hawks news as it arrives, but I'm going to have to work at it. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to have to work at it so that way I can be thorough and be excited. The excitement, I'm not going to have any trouble there, but I'm going to have to remind myself to bring you guys some Hawks news and stats and stories, and I'm starting with that Hawks-themed trivia. What college, boom, did Dominique Wilkins go to? So think about it. think about it hard. We're going to circle back around to that at the end of the episode. So thank you for bearing with me for that little rant there. But starting off, we're going to get right into it. The Braves-Red Sox game. Wow, that was a great game. I got to say, I do have a job other than this. And, the Braves taking them deep into the 10th or 11th inning? I mean, come on, guys. Let's wrap this thing up. Let's get it going. Let's get this thing done earlier. But you know what? I don't care because we were due for an exciting win. Because there's one thing, the thing with the Braves is and this is a complete feeling. I don't even know if this is true. I don't have the stats in front of me. I don't have the games in front of me. I could find it out easily. But I feel like we do great when we crush people. But when it's close, it's like, man, or we haven't had many close games. It's either like a 3-run win or a 3-run loss. Now, we won by 2 today. Final score was Braves 9, Red Sox 7. And it went to the 11th inning. We scored 2 in the 11th to get us out ahead by 2. Both teams scored 1 in the 10th. But it was really a tightly contested game throughout. Really exciting stuff. Love seeing that in Boston, too. There's something about watching a game at Fenway that's just so cool. I love it. It's the history. I mean, I wasn't around for the 100-year history or whatever, but I know that I have spent countless hours watching playoff games in Boston, especially in the early 2000s with those Yankees-Red Sox games. I mean, good God. For one of these top 5 Fridays, I might have to just put eras in sports that I love the most or games that I love the most. Maybe top 5 favorite games. I don't know yet. But, God, the Yankees-Red Sox had some great ones. And so I kind of became really just, I don't know, I kind of fell in love with Fenway just from watching those games, with those multiple years where they kept meeting the playoffs. And so love Fenway, love seeing a close game in Fenway. There is a really special energy there. Boston fans, God love them. I mean, I get it, Patriots, Boston, whatever. I don't care anymore. It's just Boston fans are great. If we had lost, I'd be pissed. But we won, so I'm not. Definitely experiencing all of the ups and downs and irrationally emotional swings of being a Braves fan right now. After the Mets series, I'm like, we're done. We're over. We suck. We're never going to do this again. And after Austin Riley hit that stand-up triple in the first inning, I was like, okay, great. We're going to win the World Series. It's awesome. And then when we got behind, I was feeling bad. I don't know, whatever. It is what it is. I think you guys can relate to me on this. My wife always gives me a hard time because, I'm just, it's quite ridiculous at how happy and sad I'll get. It's a flip of a coin. It's one or the other, depending on how we're doing. But, I'm sure psychologically there's something to be studied in that. I know that they would say that it's unhealthy to be such a big fan of a team that your emotional well-being depends on the success of your team. But, I'm working on it day at a time. Pray for me. I'm trying my best, but fact of the matter is that when the Braves suck, I kind of suck. So, I'll be okay. But tonight I'm doing great. Braves win 9-7. I'm going to go through some stats here. And, it's... Okay, I'll go through some stats. It's good. I could have given you basically the exact same tangent all over again, so I won't do that. So, Austin Riley goes 3 for 5. Oh, sorry. No. That's Acuna. Hey, Acuna goes 3 for 5 today. What's up? Also had a walk. Love seeing that. Scored 3 runs. And he scored some really exciting runs, some headfirst slides in the home type runs, beating out the throw. As soon as he slides in and they call safe, he jumps up, he gets hyped. That's the Acuna we know and love. It's electric. Acuna's energy when he's on, it really is unmatched. Love seeing that. We need him. Dansby Swanson goes 2 for 6, scored a run. Austin Riley, he goes 3 for 6. I thought he was going to hit for the cycle because his first 2 hits in the first 2 innings was a triple then a home run. He got the hardest ones out of the way first. So I think he might have been, a double shy of the cycle? He may have been a double shy of the cycle. So Riley just continues to rake. I'm actually surprised that his batting average is 298. I feel like it should be 340 just because every time I watch him, the dude's having really competitive at-bats, and he usually gets on. Love seeing that guy. He's just got that thing. He has that thing with his at-bats that Freeman had last year and that Freeman's just had for a while, where he takes people deep. He's competitive. He puts solid contact on the ball. And, I mean, the dude's just unbelievable. He really is making a run for the NL MVP. There's no question. Olsen goes 1 for 4. Contreras goes 1 for 5. Orlando Arcia had a huge hit late in the game. I believe he scored the winning RBIs and pulled his hamstring as he was going into second. It was bad. It was either the game-winning RBIs in the 11th or the go-ahead in the 10th. One of those two. He had a really big late-inning hit, and then he got hurt. I don't know the status of that injury yet. We're hoping that he's okay, but it didn't look good. He kind of immediately was just hobbling off the field. It looked like a hamstring, and those are weird. Hamstrings, a hamstring. Ask Ken Griffey Jr. I feel like for, 10 years, the dude just had hamstring troubles. If he didn't get hurt as much as he did when he went to Cincinnati, he would easily be the home run king. No question. He was on pace to hit 800 home runs by the time he was in his 20s. He came in the league when he was 18, was on fire pretty much all the time. He went to Cincinnati and then just could not be healthy. It sucked. Why did I say that? Oh, yeah, hamstrings. Hamstrings aren't good. So, thoughts and prayers for you, Arcia. Clutch hit. Hope you're okay. Michael Harris goes 2 for 5. Let's see. Doubles on the day. Swanson, Harris, Arcia all got doubles. Triples. Both Contreras and Riley got a triple. Austin Riley hit a home run over the monster. I've got to think that that's just the best feeling as a hitter. If I was in the major leagues, I would have, a bucket list of okay, I've got to hit one over the monster. Got to. I don't know how. I'm sure these guys think about it. You know what I mean? I'm sure these guys go up. Brian Jordan alluded to that on the broadcast. And I remember actually when he played, this was in the 90s. I can't believe I remember this. In an interview before the Braves went to Boston, excuse me, before the Braves went to Boston in the 90s, Brian Jordan was on the team, and they interviewed him, and he said that it's always been his dream to hit one over the monster, and the next day he did. And my grandfather loved Brian Jordan. Look, Brian Jordan, I kind of hate him as a broadcaster, to be honest, but he's a good man, and he was an awesome player, and I loved watching him play. And yeah, he was like, yeah, it's my dream to hit one over the monster, and he did. But I got to think that every time these guys go up to the plate, they've got to be thinking okay, I'm going to smack one. I'm just going for left. And who knows if that affects how they hit and how they think. They're professionals. I'm sure they have a way to turn that over. But yeah, Riley did it, and it was legit. It was a 2-run shot, and yeah, that was the only home run we had of the night. That was sick. Let's see any notable stats on top of that. Yeah, Acuna was fun to watch tonight. Charlie Morton goes 6 innings, gives up 5 earned runs. But Charlie Morton's weird. They had, more credit to the broadcasting booth. They had alluded to this, was that Charlie Morton's had a number of games where he'll give up a lot of runs, but he still competes and keeps us close. It's almost like he, on paper, he'll look like he'll have some rough starts. Even tonight, it would seem like he had a rough start, but he kept us in it. He's just he's a veteran. He's really experienced. He's very measured. He's very controlled. In the beginning of the game, his stuff looked great. He gave up a few home runs tonight, 3 homers tonight against Morton. But that's always weird too, because I'm like, if you give up a home run, it's. I look at it, if you give up 12 hits, single, and you're walking a lot of people. He only had 1 walk tonight, so if you're giving up a lot of walks and hits, it's like this slow burn, and those are the type of games where you get pulled out in the 2nd or 3rd inning. But if you're giving up home runs, I just look at it differently. In football, if your team is only scoring on these long pass plays, I get kind of nervous because I'm like, well, that just means you beat the defense on one play. And that's how I feel about when a pitcher gives up home runs. It's like, okay, maybe he just left one over the plate, had a poorly timed pitch, yada, yada. But Charlie Morton, he's a good pitcher, and we're going to need him in October. And he has the type of experience that you just trust, that I don't think that he's going to like, rage quit, throw his controller at the TV, take the ball and go home. He's not going to be that guy. So he gets hit sometimes, but he is controlled. He only had one walk. He had 7 strikeouts, but yeah, he gave up 3, bombs. And so I don't know. What are you going to do? But he gave us 6 innings, which gave our bullpens a reprieve, if you will. And, cool, whatever. We won. So there you go. Raziel Iglesias, he came in and I don't know, I think it was the 8th inning. And he actually gave up a run, gave up 2 hits, but he struck out 3. And I was excited to see him because I had only watched highlights ever since we made that trade. I still haven't really seen him live. I don't know if he pitched against the Mets. If you caught my last episode, I was out of town for that entire series, basically. So I was just watching the game cast. I was so unprepared for the last episode. But, so I don't know if he got in against the Mets, but I got to see him for the first time tonight, and the dude's stuff is nasty. I mean, he looks good. His slider is just, it moves across the entire plate before it gets there, and he throws hard. So I'm excited to see what he does. Although I really do, I'm kind of bummed we gave up Jesse Chavez, but this Iglesias guy, he is the real deal, and so I just hope he continues to be. He did give up that run, but it was good to see him. He didn't really like blow it. You know what I mean? Like he just. They got a couple hits and whatever. That's I think he's going to be a really good addition for us. So yeah, that's all I got on the Braves. Right now where it stands is we're 7 games back. So I don't know. I'm already and look, I don't think this is completely like an emotional take, but I've sort of accepted like, okay, it's the wild card. And yeah, we're in August, early August still technically. And there's time. The Mets can still blow it. That's all possible. Do not underestimate the New York Mets' ability to blow it. They are finely tuned in that area, and it's fantastic. I love it. I love that the Mets blow it, especially because I think it was last Friday's episode. They were on, easily on my top 5 of teams that I hate the most. I think they were number 3, and oh man, it would be poetic to see them blow it. But the Mets are great. Look, they're 72-39. They're on fire. Really good. Everything's clicking for them right now, and they just got DeGrom back. And I've never seen a pitcher like him before. There's been a few pitchers, I think, that have just dominated people the way that Jacob DeGrom dominates people. No one else in the league does it like him right now. No one. Name the best pitcher in the league other than DeGrom. Just think about it. Who you got? Okay, have them in your mind. Are they better than DeGrom? No, they're not better. You know what I mean? Like, there are guys who might be having a great year, might be, have nasty stuff, might be really successful at the moment. I don't know of a single pitcher that I would say is better than DeGrom, and I don't think there has been anyone better than him for the last, 4 years, 5 years. The dude's just, he throws 102, and he locates. And it looks effortless for him. Never seen anyone like him. I honestly get excited to watch him. And I hate myself for it, but I do. I get excited to watch him. He dominates us all the time. I remember it was a year or 2 ago. I think it was the COVID year. And I remember there was Travis d'Arnaud got a hit off DeGrom. And it was a solid hit. Single up the middle. But it was just a line drive, a frozen rope. And you saw in slow motion, as soon as d'Arnaud made contact, and made his follow-through, dropped the bat, and saw where the ball was going, you see a smile just come upon d'Arnaud's face. Just because he was that excited to have actually hit the guy. Every batter that goes up against him, Freddie Freeman used to say, it's DeGrom day. He wakes up in the morning when he's about to face DeGrom, and he goes, it's DeGrom day. And it's an entirely different day. It's an entirely different day of preparation. Mentally, it's a whole new thing. Because you're sitting there all day going I'm about to go up against a guy who's just better than everyone. He's better than me. He's a better pitcher than I'm a hitter. He just is. He's so good. And so the Mets have him back and add him to an already stacked team of players who are just having a great year. And yeah, they're getting some lucky breaks. I know a lot of Mets haters are out there, and I'm one of them. But look, I'm just not counting my eggs on the division thing. We're 3 games up on the Phillies, and the Phillies are hot still. The Phillies are still 9-1 in their last 10 games. And so, yeah, they're playing really well. So watch out for the Phillies now. They're playing good. And so, we just need to hold strong in the wild card because behind the Phillies, you got San Diego. And the San Diego just got stacked. So, yeah, I mean, it's tough right now. And the Braves, let's see what our schedule is looking like. So we've got the Red Sox tomorrow, or today, depending on when you're listening. I guess technically it is today because I'm recording this at like midnight. So yeah, wrap it up sooner, Braves. Come on now. Then we got 4 in Miami. So we should be able to gain some traction there. I mean, we're supposed to gain traction there. We should gain traction there. What needs to happen and what, the odds in the stats tell us is that we will go into the next Mets series hot because we have the Marlins 4 in a row. So after the Marlins, we then have the Mets in Atlanta for 4 games, then the Astros for 3 games. So then we have 7 tough games. So look, our schedule's tough. And then we have the Pirates and then the Cardinals. The Cardinals are a tough team. They got some players playing really well. Gets a little bit easier for us in September, I will say. After the Cardinals, we got the Rockies at the end of August, then the Marlins, then the A's, then the Mariners, who are going to be fun, actually. They're going to be fun to watch. And the Giants, who are kind of imploding. Then it goes Phillies, Nationals, Mets, Marlins. So, I mean, really, if we can make it to September playing decent, we're in good shape, at least on paper. So, go Braves. Let's keep it up. Going for the wild card, going for the division. You know what? Hey, shoot for the moon, land amongst the stars. So, okay, go for the division. And if so, we should at least secure a playoff spot because in October, all bets are off. We know this. That's where we have a leg up against everyone because not only did we just win the World Series, you got to think about this team has now been together for about 5 years now. Whether they're, on the Braves roster or at least in our system. But for the last 5 years, dating back to 2017, that year, we saw Ozzie Albies come up. Dansby Swanson was going into his rookie year, technically his second, but it was kind of his rookie year. Frieden Soroka came up, I think, just the year after Ozzie. Acuna, the year after that was Riley. So we've had these guys for a few years now. So this team is young and they're experienced in the playoffs because also over the course of the last 5 years, we've made some really interesting and fun playoff runs. We had that heartbreaker against the Cardinals when I was at that game when we dropped 10 in the first inning. But, and then we made it through LA when we were still young and exciting. We lost to LA. Then the Cardinals thing happened, then the NLCS, and then the World Series. So that's like 4 years in a row of having some meaningful playoff experience. And so when you get to October and you have a young team like this that has that, it's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. I mean, yeah, Mets come to Atlanta during the playoffs against a team that's, going into their 5th year in a row of meaningful playoff games when you've had none. So, okay, I'll take that. I like those odds. I like that because that matters. That's not nothing. You got to do it in order to get it. You have to do it in order to get the experience, and the Mets just haven't yet. Yeah, but there's no doubt that they're great. So, moving on from them, and before I move on, reminder for everybody, please like and subscribe the podcast. Leave us a review. Email us at talkingallgas@gmail.com. That's talkingallgas@gmail.com. And GAS, by the way, is an acronym for Georgia Sports. I don't know if you knew that. My friend recently realized that and was like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. I guess it is. I thought it was. But yeah, so anyways, talkingallgas@gmail. Follow us on Twitter. You can find us all gas at all Georgia Sports Guy at all GA Sports Guy. So yeah, your support is much appreciated. So moving on, I'm going to get right into our tweet segment because there's a lot of stuff going on Twitter, and it was a great Twitter day. So okay, let's see. What did I save? I like to save things for you. So first one I have, this was funny from BR Gridiron, Bleacher Report Gridiron, I'm assuming. Chiefs safety Justin Reed kicks a 65-yard field goal in practice. I saw the video. It's pretty sick, actually. But, I mean, these guys are such incredible athletes. I heard a story one time. A friend of mine went to high school with Christian McCaffrey in Denver. And he said that he went up against Christian McCaffrey in soccer. So his high school, or no, he didn't go to high school with him. He went to a rival high school, but they played them in soccer. That's what it was. They played them in soccer. Christian McCaffrey had like 9 goals. You know, I mean, these guys are just built different. So yeah, Justin Reed, safety for the Chiefs, kicks a 65-yard field goal. This is sick, honestly. It's pretty incredible. He's got great form too, but just launches this thing. And it had room. It would have made it from 68. So, yeah, that was sick. Let's see. Demaryius Thomas. Oh, yeah. So, okay, Peyton Manning came to Georgia Tech a day ago, and he met with the Georgia Tech football team to talk about Demaryius Thomas, and just to kind of go, you know, hey, look, this is who this guy was. You know, tragic story. Demaryius Thomas passed away a few years ago. And this tweet was from Reggie Chapman Jr., and yeah, Peyton's got a great video of talking about how Demaryius Thomas was one of the reasons he went to Denver. And it wasn't just because of his talent. That much was obvious, but he was like, you know, look, he wasn't a selfish guy. He wasn't sad if he wasn't getting the ball. He wanted his teammates to succeed. He was just a team-first guy, and he was fun to be around. He was good feelings. He was a great person. So tragic story there, but Peyton Manning comes to Georgia Tech to meet with Demaryius Thomas's family and to meet with the Georgia Tech football team just to kind of get them hyped up to go, look, this is the kind of character that's come out of this school. Now, I know I'm a UGA fan, but look, I mean, Georgia Tech, yeah, I mean, they're in Atlanta, you know, that's right here in our backyard. And, you know, I might feel different about them as a team if they start, you know, playing better, but I just love that he did that. You know, it speaks volumes of Demaryius Thomas and the kind of impact he had on someone like Peyton Manning. So good for you. Thanks, Peyton, for coming out and doing that. Here's a video I'm going to share with you guys, or at least an audio that I'm going to share with you. This is Todd Mcshea talking about Desmond Ritter. This gets me so hyped. I love hearing this stuff. I love hearing people talk about our draft picks, especially before they've even taken a snap in the NFL, because I'm already convinced that he's going to be Tom Brady. So here's why. I'm going to pull up this audio for you. Let me get this volume up. Boom.
Probably the most intriguing.
Oh, crap.
Kind of is a 4-year starter. And the dude never loses. I mean, he rarely ever loses. He's a proven winner. And you get, this is the time of year where I get to start to dig into the person too, not just the what I see on tape. With Ritter and all these guys, you start to talk to scouts who have done the due diligence over the last 13, 15 months, who've gotten to know him as a person. You talk to Jordan Palmer, who's working with him, and talks about like his incredible work ethic, how committed he is to football, how he just needs to be in the right situation. I was working on his footwork and really the efficiency of his movements. He's such a good athlete, and you saw just in a little time working with Jordan Palmer, working on his footwork, what he's been able to improve upon when he threw at the combine. I thought he probably had the best passing session at the combine for whatever that's worth. And from everyone I talked to in the league, they were kind of blown away, and they all kind of looked at each other when he left the room from interviews. But like, this guy's got it. Ritter is the most intriguing.
That's sick. Oh, that's sick. There's been a number of things that I've seen about Desmond Ritter. Jordan Palmer also said, that tweet, by the way, was courtesy of me. Hey, I tweeted that. At All Georgia Sports Guy. Cool guy for tweeting that. But, yeah, I've seen a number of videos about Desmond Ritter, Jordan Palmer being another one, where he talks about how the questions he was asking was very advanced for a young quarterback. He was asking things like, you know, he's asking details. He wasn't just going, yeah, cool, and he just following step by step. He wanted to know the reasons why behind what Jordan Palmer was teaching him. And look, I know that just in life, that's a good place to be. When you're concentrating on ways of thinking, on why, he kept asking, what does this do when my feet are planted like this? How does that affect my energy? Where am I leaking energy? And look, I don't know what being an NFL quarterback's like, but I do know that as a human being, when someone's learning a job, when they're asking questions, and when they are doing the thinking for you, it's a good thing. You know, whenever I train new people at our company, I look for things like that. If someone's just silent, nodding their head, I'm like, okay. And look, some people have different personality types, so sometimes someone is taking things in and you might not realize it. But when I hear somebody going, okay, I know that you just said that I need to do this, but why do I do this? Why would I do this instead of doing this? And if I do that, what are all the things that could go wrong? Here's what I think about that. And when I do things the right way, and when I think about things this way, and I go in the direction you're telling me, I'm seeing it lead me to A, and then to B, and then to C, and then ultimately to D. And when people are thinking like that, you go, okay, we have someone that cares, someone who is taking ownership over their role, who's taking ownership over their craft. And everything that I've heard about Desmond Ritter is that he does that. So, yeah, there you go for some preseason Desmond Ritter hype. Maybe he sucks. I don't know. But, everything I'm hearing about him is that he's the real deal. Okay, next tweet is from Cordero Patterson, and it just says Roquan Smith is the tweet, and he changed his profile pic to Roquan Smith. So in case you guys don't know, Roquan Smith, UGA legend, has requested a trade. So this is from Ian Rappaport. The frustration is that he got a backloaded offer. I don't know what this means, by the way. He got a backloaded offer, which wouldn't make him the highest paid in actual salary, included proposed de-escalators that not a single player out of the 94 non-QB $15+ million contracts has. He was offended, and the deal would hurt the linebacker market as a whole. So, let's see what Roquan Smith's message was. He said, to the city of Chicago and all Bears fans worldwide, I've officially requested a trade. Just writing these words is deeply painful. I'm a kid from Macon County, Georgia. What's up? When you grow up playing football, you dream of making it to the NFL one day. However, playing the linebacker position, you never imagine getting drafted in the top 10 by the Chicago Bears. I'm a homegrown Bear, a dream come true for me to have an opportunity to put that Bears helmet on, wear the same jersey that legendary linebackers did. It's an indescribable feeling. Walking these hallways the past 4 years, you can feel the spirit, you can feel the pressure to live up to that timeless history, that great legacy. Man, this is well worded. I dreamed of playing like Wilbur Marshall, Singletary, Briggs, Urlacher, Butkus since that day I was drafted. I vowed to play this position at every level that upheld the standard that was set before me and uphold the respect and honor that I have. Oh, crap. Page 2. Sorry, guys. Unfortunately, the new front office regime doesn't value me here. Whoa! They've refused to negotiate in good faith. Every step of this journey has been take it or leave it. Quote, the deal sent to me is one that would be bad for myself and the entire linebacker market if I signed it. I've been trying to get something done that's fair since April, but their focus has been on trying to take advantage of me. Jeez, good Lord. Okay. I wanted to be a Bear for my entire career, helping this team bring back a Super Bowl to our city. However, they have left me no choice than to request a trade that allows me to play for an organization that truly values what I bring to the table. I haven't had the chance to talk to the Mcshea family, and maybe they can salvage this. Okay, leaving the door open for them, and maybe they can salvage this. But as of right now, I don't see a path back to the organization I truly love. I hope and pray you all can understand. I'm deeply sorry it's come to this. Dude, I gotta say, if one of our star players said that about the Falcons organization, I would be so pissed. I would be like, oh my God, I'd lose it, man. That sucks. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, that was harsh. I mean, that was a very, articulate and well-worded, message saying, you guys suck, so Bears, get it together or not, because if you don't, then, hey, come on home, baby. Let's go. Macon County, come on. Come down to Atlanta. The water's warm. Things are exciting. And just to validate how exciting this is, there's a tweet from Myles Garrett, not Myles Garrett from the Browns, but Myles Garrett at Myles Garrett TV. Says Dan Campbell does up downs, Arthur Smith does push-ups. Don't quite know what caused the Falcons head coach to get a quick workout in, but it happened at the end of a wide receiver DB one-on-one drill. Or yeah, there's a video of Arthur Smith just in the middle of the field at practice doing push-ups. He is so cool. God, I love Arthur Smith. He's jacked too, by the way. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but Arthur Smith's arms, dude, he could crack a walnut in his bicep. I mean, he's a big man. He's a big person. He looks like he lost a little weight too. I don't know. Or maybe he shaved in the right way or his haircut makes him look thinner, but he looks like trim. But he's just in there middle of the field doing push-ups, just getting jacked. Love it. So yeah, come on down, Roquan. Get some of that Arthur Smith energy in you. Dean Pease is ready to unleash the playbook, and you would be the perfect addition for it. Honestly, too, with the way that Deion Jones has been playing, I don't even know if he's going to play. He's still injured. But yeah, Roquan Smith, whew, that would be sick. A lot of noise going around on Twitter, everybody wanting him to come to Atlanta. I hope so. I mean, we can't really afford him. We can't afford anybody. But after next year, we're going to be, free of the Matt Ryan financial burden, the Julio Jones financial burden, and who else was it? There was someone else that we were paying a lot of money to this year in like dead cap hit. It was, oh Lord, I forget. The name escapes me. It was a defensive edge rusher. Crap. We got him from the Rams. Oh, man. Tip of the tongue. Comment if you know it. Anyways, come on down, Roquan. Okay, next one is Chris Coutillo. Chris Sale, pitcher for the Red Sox, broke his wrist riding his bike and had surgery. He will miss the rest of the season. Oof. I mean, I'm not happy about that because I don't wish injuries upon people, but since we're playing the Red Sox right now and the Braves need wins, I'm kind of happy about it. But Jeff Passan, at Jeff Passan, also tweeted some more details about this. Red Sox starter Chris Sale broke his right wrist in a bike accident and underwent season-ending surgery on Monday. The team announced amid fractured rib cage, a broken pinky on a comebacker, and now this. Sale threw only 5.2 innings this season after posting 42 innings in 2021, so he has not really pitched much for them. That dude's a beast. When he's on and when he's healthy, Chris Sale is really good. So yeah, bummer for him. I mean, on a bike accident? Come on, that reminds me of like when Aaron Boone got hurt playing pickup basketball. These sports industry injuries, or at least for the team that you're playing for, I bet that, oh my God, I couldn't imagine being a GM or an owner and going like, are you kidding me? We're paying you how much and you went and you fell off your bike? Come on, Biden. Let's go. I mean, it's a bike. You should be good at this. God, I bet they felt the same way about Tatis when I think it was a motorcycle accident that he got hurt in the offseason. I mean, God, I know there are a lot of things in their contract, the things they can't do, like contractually, like snowboarding or, heli skiing or, luging, probably longboarding. I guess you should add bike riding and motorcycle riding to that list too. So next tweet here. Oh, man, this is from NFL Rookie Watch. George Pickens has that dog in him. Let's go. After making 4 consecutive receptions, some contested at today's practice, he went on to stare down Minkah Fitzpatrick and other Steelers defensive players and said, "Don't say shit." I mean, dude. Literally, like, I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, it's George Pickens is legit. He really was next level when he was actually playing for Georgia. We just didn't get to see him that much because he was either like, hurt or suspended. I know he got in that fight against Georgia Tech and had to miss a big game because of that, or the first half of a big game because of that. But George Pickens, the truth, and yeah, I mean, he's thriving in minicamp. I mean, in training camp. There are so many videos of him making these unbelievably athletic catches. And, I mean, the dude's just fast. His hands are great. His routes are great. I think he's going to be a beast. I'm drafting him in fantasy football. Although, Robbie, I know you're listening to this. Our draft is coming up early September, and you are very well known for drafting a lot of Atlanta players and probably a lot of Bulldogs. So I know you're probably eyeing him too. Kind of hilarious. He'll draft like every Falcons player. And I understand the temptation because right now I think every Falcons player is going to have break NFL records. But George Pickens, I got my eye on you, buddy. Okay, this is from another one from Miles Garrett TV. And he responded and validated this for me because I replied and said, "Dude, is this for real?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's for real." So anyways, at Miles Garrett TV, did you know that Falcons head coach Arthur Smith was in a movie? He played an extra in Broken Diamond in April of 2021. Now, we filmed this a few years back, but it's premiered in 2021. And yeah, he's an extra. He's just sitting there on a bench talking to what looks like his wife and kids. It's very strange. I saw this and I watched this clip, and yeah, it's Arthur Smith. He's an extra in this movie. I mean, I would love to hear the story about how the hell that happened. There is an article about it. It's on ESPN. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but yeah, Arthur Smith is in a movie. He's on IMDb, I'm sure. He has the credits. So pretty cool. Got a few more here for you, then we're going to wrap it up. Georgia plans a $68.5 million overhaul of Sanford Stadium. So to give you some deets on this, a year after the University of Georgia, this is on 11alive.com, won a national championship, UGA is starting a $68 million project to overhaul its football stadium, making it easier for Bulldogs fans to get around the building and more suites for premium donors. The first phase is to begin after the 2022 season, and the second phase will be built after the 2023 season. First phase would include a new entryway and plaza and widen the lower-level concourse to make it easier for fans to get around the 92,000-seat stadium. It will add new concession stands, expand bathrooms, adding more toilets and sinks to relocate and expand seating for people with disabilities. UGA President Jerry Moorhead called it long overdue. That's great. I think that's fantastic. Look, people are wanting to come out, especially now. And so, yeah, go ahead and give us more room, make it easier to get in and out because, honestly, though, I don't really care how hectic it is at UGA games. They're so electric that I'm just there for it, it's just, it kind of, the hectic nature of getting in and out is kind of what makes it fun. Honestly, I think how nice Mercedes-Benz Stadium is sort of hurts the Falcons, vibe, honestly. Like, you kind of sometimes for football, you want some kind of like gritty, old, rundown place. I don't know. I don't know if that's entirely true, but going to a UGA game just feels good. It just feels good. It feels like seasoned. You know what I mean? And worn. And you're there and you're like, man, there's history here. A lot of people have sat in these seats. It's been here for a long time, and it's going to be here for a long time. So, but, they're doing some work. It sounds like it's very overdue, but it's a big time renovation. So curious to see what $68 million actually gets you. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be kind of funny if they put, that's not a small number. So if they put 70 million essentially into the stadium and you don't really notice it, that'd be kind of funny. But apparently bigger bathrooms coming and some more, accessibility. So good for them. This is from sportstalkatl.com. A couple from them. Iglesias is absolutely filthy. Both of those hits were soft as Sharman. Nice. So Iglesias, going back to the Braves game, he gave up 2 hits and he gave up a run, but both of them were soft hits. People weren't really making this like solid contact on him. At least I don't think so. For some reason, I feel like one of those hits was kind of a good hit. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, he looks good. He looks good. The other one from sportstalkatl.com was Ozuna is hitting so this is an estimate, like 200 with a 600 OPS over his last 162 games. I cannot believe he's still in the lineup. Yeah, there's a lot of Ozuna hate going on, and I get it. He just isn't good. He just doesn't really do anything good. Every time he comes up to the plate, I kind of assume, I'm surprised when he gets a hit. But sometimes he'll swing at these pitches, and it's like, dude, did you just close your eyes and swing? Are you deciding before the ball is pitched, like, okay, here it comes. I'm just going to swing. Maybe I'll get lucky. And sometimes he does. And when he does, it's exciting. But he's just not good right now. He sucks. He stinks. And I know that he's known for being like hot and cold guy. And when he's hot, he's really, really exciting. And he hits the ball far. He can give competitive at-bats. But he has just been ice cold for a long time. And yeah, I don't know what you do with a guy like that. Do we have any depth there? Do we have any room? Because, I think he's Duvall's out. So, okay, that's one down. I know we got some outfielders before the trade deadline, but are they better than Ozuna? I don't know. There was no one really that I can think of off the top of my head. So, whatever that tells you. But, yeah, man, Ozuna, it's rough right now. Some of his swings and misses, he's not even close. It's not even close. He'll swing at these outside sliders where it's like, dude, what are you doing? I don't know. I hope we need it. We need everybody right now because the Mets just won't lose. So everyone needs to step up, including you, Ozuna. So Marcel, listen up, man. Lock it in, get it together, do whatever you got to do. So that's it for tweets. Going to get into our trivia answer here. So remember, going back, what college did Dominique Wilkins go to? That's your trivia question. And the answer is The University of Georgia. What's up? Twofer, UGA and Hawks themed trivia, but Dominique Wilkins went to the University of Georgia. Gonna give you, you know what? Let's go ahead and look at a little Dominique facts here. Went to UGA. He was a third overall pick, selected by the Utah Jazz, but played most of his career in Atlanta. So he must have played with. Maybe he was traded or something right after he was picked, or the pick was. I don't know exactly how that worked. It was a long time ago. It was 1982. But played most of his career, 12 years with Atlanta. 9-time NBA All-Star. All-NBA first team in 1986. 4-time All-NBA second team. 2-time All-NBA third team. NBA All-Rookie first team. NBA scoring champion in 1986. 86 was a good year for him. 2-time Slam Dunk Contest champion in 85 and 90. Number 21 was retired by the Hawks. EuroLeague champion, yada, 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 yada. SEC Player of the Year in 81. What's up? SEC Tournament MVP in 81. So, yeah, no wonder he got drafted so high. But, yeah, he was legit. He's a Atlanta Hawks legend. So, yeah, Dominique, man, went to UGA, nicknamed the Human Highlight Film. I mean, yeah, the dude could dunk like nobody's business. I mean, the dude would just get up there and just have these just monstrous, just dominant dunks, would swing his arms around and it would like just shake the entire arena when he dunked. It just, everyone kind of stopped and stared. I mean, it was very, like the only thing that whenever I watch highlights of him, it reminds me, well, I guess this person would remind me of Dominique, but since I wasn't really alive to watch Dominique, Blake Griffin, when he was like making all that noise over with the Clippers, remember that? When he was kind of new, and we were like, dude, what is up with this guy? Just literally just throwing this ball down to the earth, which with enough force to like extinct the dinosaurs. Like that's how Dominique played. You just go look up highlights. It's fun. It's a fun way to, waste about 10 minutes. So, yeah, Dominique Wilkins went to UGA. Thought that was pretty cool. So if anyone doesn't know that, now you do. So I'm going to wrap up the show here. As always, thank you so much for listening. Go out and make someone's day today. We are right in the middle of the week. It is Wednesday, August 10th. Yeah, that's right. So you know what? We're right in the middle of the week. Hump day. Go and finish the week strong. After today, you are on the latter half of the week and that much closer to the weekend and that much closer to the Atlanta Falcons' first preseason game. Let's go against Detroit. So excited to see that. So please come back and join us, and love you. Have a good one. See ya.